Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel, or hey if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Today's video is going to be running through every single book that I have on my current physical TBR. I did this video at the start of the year and I just am really feeling like seeing what has changed, what is on my TBR, how many books I have on my TBR, and just running you guys through every single book that I own but have not read. There is currently 29 books on my unread physical TBR, which I think is a lot more than what was on my original video that I did this on at the start of the year. I think it has definitely upscaled, but there is also there's not really any of the books that was on the beginning of the year's TBR now. I have managed to read them all, which I do think deserves a bit of a pat on the back. I have been sick this past week and also moving into uni. I've just been really run down, so if you can like hear my voice kind of being a little bit weird today, that is the reason. I've also not really had any videos filmed, or I've honestly not even been really reading any books at the moment because I genuinely just have been laying in bed recovering. I've just had like a really bad cold and yeah, I've just really not been in the mood to read at the moment. I am kind of in a bit of a slump. I think just changing like my routine, moving back to uni, it's just kind of threw me all over the place. And yeah, I'm hoping that now I'm going to start getting back into reading again and get out of this horrible slump, but I didn't really have a video idea planned for today or any reading vlogs filmed, so I thought, you know what, we're gonna do a physical TBR video. We're finally gonna show you how many books I have currently unread, and I'm gonna stop nattering on now. I have just realised there is actually more than 29. There's actually 32 books on my TBR at the moment. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video and talk about books. My favourite thing to do. Hopefully this cheers me up. So I think firstly I'm going to start off with talking about the books that actually were in the original video, because these are the books that I have not managed to read and haven't really made any progress with. So they're still on my TBR a year later, almost a year later, they're still on my TBR. So the first book that is still on the TBR, it's probably not a shock to anyone, it's probably not a surprise. We have A Clash of Kings, which is the second Game of Thrones book by George R.R. Martin. I just do not have the time for this. I do not have the motivation at the moment. I'm definitely keeping on to it because I think I will at some point manage to read this book, but just definitely now is not the time. Moving on to the classics that have stayed on my TBR, we still have Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Again, it's just a brick. I just don't have the time or motivation for this book right now. I'm already not really a classics girly, so to have like such a big classic, I fear is a recipe for disaster, but I absolutely love the cover of this. I have still not read Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. You guys see me put this on so many TBRs at this point. You're probably sick of seeing this book. I think I just need to read it in my own time now, and just when I get to it, I get to it. But I fear my problem with this one is I can't put pressure on it. Because it's not going to happen. My Jane Austen box set is still the same amount of unread books. I still haven't read these four. So I've not read these four books. I've not read Mansfield Park, Emma. This is the one I want to read the most though. I do anticipate this one to be read in the near future. Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice. Again, this one I feel like I do need to read. I have also not read Women Who Run With the Wolves yet by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. This one was on the original video. I don't really reach for non-fiction, and this one is quite a hefty non-fiction book, so will I get to it? I'm honestly not too sure. I think with this one I just need to be in the mood, and I am very interested in it. It's just I'm just not really a non-fiction person. And the final book that was in the original video, the rest are completely new books this year, is You Like It Darker by Stephen King. I have actually managed to read one more story since the last time I spoke about this book. We are now, I want to say, how many do we have left? We have 6 stories left out of this book. I have actually tabbed where each short story starts. I'm just not really a short story girly, I don't think, so I'm not really reaching for this one, but hopefully I'll get to it. So that was all the books that were in the original video. Now we're just going to go through all of the books that are new additions this year. Up first I have A Little Life. This one, crickets. I fear it speaks for itself. Yeah, I'm not really going to say too much more on this one. I'm not really in the headspace right now to have my heart broken, so probably won't be reading this one anytime soon. I am also not in the headspace for Haunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton. I've heard this one is a very dark romance and I just don't think I'm in the mood for that one yet. I am intrigued by it because we have all these like passages and letters and notes and different mixed media styles, which does really intrigue me. I recently purchased Heavenly Bodies by Imani Eriu. This one I'm so excited for. I have definitely this year gotten into the fantasy genre, the romantasy genre. I absolutely love it. I think the difference from the start of the year to now is the books on my TBR are primarily fantasy, whereas at the beginning of the year they were primarily romance, so contemporary romance. So that is very interesting and I'm very excited. I have A Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout, but I've heard mixed opinions on this one of whether I should wait till I've finished the From Blood and Ash universe and then start this series, or if I can just go ahead and start it now. So I'm not really too sure. So I feel like this one is going to be sat on my TBR for quite a while, and I'm kind of annoyed that I purchased it when I did because it's just kind of sitting around waiting for me. Another genre I have really gotten into this year is literary fiction, historical fiction, and I feel like I have quite a few on my TBR at the moment. So we have The Silent in Between by Josie Ferguson. This one is a historical fiction set in, I think, Berlin 1961. Yeah, this one sounds really, really interesting and I would love way more historical fiction recs. I have discovered Kristen Hanna is my favourite author this year, and anything similar to her books that are very informative and educational and also hard-hitting, I would like to read all the recs. Okay guys, so let me know. This one is probably the only book on my current physical TBR that I think I could potentially get rid of or pass along to someone who would actually read it. It is Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. I just don't have the urge to pick this book up. I never feel like I want to pick it up. It kind of just sits around waiting for me. I don't know. I feel like the thing with this is if I read it, I don't think that I would then want to purchase the next two in the trilogy. So is this a series that I should have just read on Kindle potentially? I don't know. I don't really love mixing dark romance with contemporary romance, like more of like a rom-com. It doesn't really work for me, so I don't know when I'm going to read this book, and every day I think I should get rid of it. So a little bit of drama. I have The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. This is a non-fiction book. It is a collection of essays, and I think I'm going to pick this one up soon purely for the fact that with it being a collection of essays about the world, that does intrigue me, and it kind of feels a little less daunting than this non-fiction book, just because this one is way more chunky and, yeah, confusing. So I think I will actually get to that one. The other thing I have on my TBR is books 1 and 2 in the Throne of Broken Gods. No, that's just the name of that book. In the Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole. I have read the Book of Azrael, and now I have The Throne of Broken Gods and also The Dawn of the Cursed Queen. I actually got the box set for my birthday, so that's hence why I have the whole series, and I am very intimidated by the size of these books because, guys, I'm a student. I don't have time to read these absolute chunkers. I absolutely wish that I had all the time in the world to read these like insanely chunky books, but I fear it's just at the moment it's not gonna happen. I recently got kindly gifted and sent this book, which is A Liar's Twisted Tongue by Caroline Cusinelli. It is I think like an Elemental Academy style fantasy book, and it sounds very, very intriguing. It is a trilogy, the Fated Blood trilogy. So very excited for this one. So blessed to have been sent this book, and yeah, I think there's potentially some academic rivalry going on. I think there's a lot to this trilogy and it's going to be very, very entertaining. I have Beneath a Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan, which is a non-fiction book set in World War II Italy. No, it's a fiction book based on true events, sorry. And yeah, I just love being educated on major world events. I think it's so important, and any book that can teach me parts of history I will be reading, and I have heard that this one is very good. So I'm very intrigued to start Mark Sullivan's works. I think this one is also, it feels indie published. It's very like heavy. I also got kindly sent Fearful by Lauren Roberts. This one is the new novella in the Powerless trilogy series. This one is, I'm not going to say who, just in case you don't want to know, but this one is also gorgeous. I'm so happy that I have this on my TBR, and it's got like the reversible dust jacket. It's so gorgeous. I cannot wait to read this book. This is like one of my favourite young adult fantasy series. I then have 2 Fairy Loot books that I have not read yet. I have a Fairy Loot subscription which I got 3 months ago, so I've had 3 books, I've read 1 of them, and then these are the 2 that are on my physical TBR. Come on, hello! We've been joined by a very special guest. Come say hi! Hey! What's on your physical TBR? Lots of good ones, yeah. So the first one I have on my physical TBR is Catabasis. I don't really know how you pronounce this title, by R.F. Kuang. This is her newest release. It's absolutely gorgeous, this edition. I mean, I am obsessed. And let me just take off the dust jacket because, whoa, that is insane. And the other Fairy Loot book that I have on my current physical TBR is Alchemized by Sen Lin Yu. This is the traditionally published version of Manacled, which again is just, their editions are just stunning. I'm so excited to have them in my possession, and I cannot wait to read this book. I feel like it's going to break my heart, and I don't know if I am quite ready for that. Next I have Nocticadia by Kerry Lake. I did actually panic buy this one because I saw that it was getting traditionally published, and I was like, oh, I really want the indie published cover of this. It's really glaring, sorry about that guys. And I just panic bought it, and I got it, and I've since I'm yet to read it. I also earlier in the year got sent Beautiful Exile by Catherine Cowles. This is one of the books in the Sparrow Falls universe. The Catherine Cowles team reached out and said, would I like to be sent a copy of the trope copy, which has like all the tropes on the back. So of course I said yes. And as this is like the 5th book in the series, I am yet to read any of the others. I need to get my hands on them, but I am obsessed with this cover. I love this copy. It's very, very nice. I have The Storm Sister by Lucinda Riley. I have 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I don't tend to read a lot of Stephen King, so I don't really know when I'll reach for this one, but I feel like it's just so popular right now on Book Talk, and I'm very, very excited to dive into this story. The final Kristen Hanna book on my TBR is Homefront. I need to read one of her books. I feel like it's been too long. I have Consider Me by Becca Mack. The tag is still on this one, guys, like the sticker. I'm not in the mood for contemporary romance. I fear that this one is similar to Butcher and Blackbird, and it is skating on thin ice. Thin Ice staying on my TBR. Final 3 books. We have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which I really should get to this month because it is my Fable Book Club's book pick, so this one will be getting read. We have An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir. This is on my monthly TBR, so again, this one should be getting read. And finally, I have an ARC copy of Laws of Love and Logic by Deborah Curtis, which is coming out in February 2026. I am now surrounded by books. Can we see? And that is all the books that are currently on my physical TBR. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I just really wanted to get a video out for you guys. Obviously being sick, I've not been filming anything, so I'm really sorry that there's not been a reading vlog in a while, but now I'm getting on the mend. I expect some more content. As always, let me know if you also have any of these books on your physical TBR. I definitely think getting them all out inspires me to pick some of these up that I've maybe forgotten about. And yeah, I feel pretty inspired right now by all of these books surrounding me. I definitely feel very blessed to have them all in my possession, and I can't wait to get reading. Thanks again for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I really hope to see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye guys.